What's good, everybody? What's good? Testing 1 2 1 2. Getting ready to go. Testing 1 2 1 2. Tonight we are gonna have a conversation on Pandoras Box 2.0. When the mask comes off. Basically, when you see somebody's true colors after y'all get married. I know sometimes things can happen before then, but hey, to each his own. Everybody's got their own opinion about that. So, at this point, we're going to cue in our special guest for the evening, which would be a brother of mine, Mr. Ed Crawley. I'm going to bring him on camera here. I'm queuing up. We get ready to roll. Want to welcome everybody in.
What's up? What's up, man? What's good?
There go my brother. What's good with you, man?
Man, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Cool. Let me turn my volume up. I think my volume janky.
Fix my light.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. I'm just making sure you can hear me. I got you.
All right, I got you. I'm good over here.
What's going on?
Nothing much, brother. Good to go. We straighten out a few more things. Sorry about that.
I like
There we go.
that round. I like that right there.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the man is here. A lot of people in the Emporia, Petersburg, and surrounding area of Virginia know him as Ed Crawley, the actor, stage play guy, YouTube star. You do a lot, Ed. So before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Um, Ed Crawley, 44 years old. The main thing that I do right now is fragrance. Most people that do know me know that I sell body oils and stuff like that. But I also produce original perfumes and colognes. And I've worked with So far, I've worked with two different brands in creating original fragrances for them, and I intend to, extend that and work with more people and put out my own fragrances as well. So in the current time, that's what I'm working on. I could talk about a lot of past stuff, but right now, that's what I'm doing. I specialize in fragrances.
That's right.
Yeah,
I must say, very good products. I've had some myself, so
yeah.
definitely shout out to brother Ed for that. All right, let's get to the discussion. And tonight's discussion is basically when the mask comes off. Some people say you see the signs before you get married, but then there's some people that get married and they find out afterward things that they didn't know and they realize they made a mistake. So the first thing I kind of want to know and I want to get a feel for from you is how did you feel on your wedding day? What was that experience like?
Okay, now mind you, I've been married twice, so
Well, okay.
I have two different experiences.
Okay.
The first time was kind of surreal. All respect to both of my exes, but based on what I was taught growing up, I really made the decision to marry her because she was pregnant. You
Right.
know, not that I wouldn't have married her, but my decision to do that was kind of guided by what I'd been taught growing up. Growing up in the church, get a girl pregnant, you need to marry her. So on my actual wedding day, it's almost surreal. It's like I was there, but I wasn't there
Right.
because I knew in reality, I really shouldn't have been doing it at that time. So I was kind of just going through the motions to please everybody else, but I was left out. So it was almost like I was watching myself get married and get married at the same time. It was kind of a surreal moment. And the
Right.
second time, dude, that was the most ghetto wedding in the history of. I'm gonna just explain it to you. Okay, second wedding. Okay, we had gotten the marriage license maybe a few days before, whatever. She was pregnant with my daughter at the time, my first child with her.
Right.
So one day we just said we were going to get married. So we went down to the church, and that's when they still had the daycare. This is before they remodeled it and everything.
Mhm.
So they still had the daycare. So we got there, pastor was there. So we let her know, we showed her the license and let her know, like, we want to go ahead and get married right now.
Right.
So mind you, we hadn't planned anything, so we had to call people in to do the different things. I had to call my brother. I believe he was coming to town, but he was in his uniform, his police
Right.
uniform, as my best man. Um, I won't say everybody's name, but one of her cousins, her stepfather ended up coming to walk her down the aisle. Her cousin was like the flower bearer, but she did the wedding music with her mouth. We didn't have a PA system or keyboard. She did the da 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 with her mouth. Um, and like the witnesses for the marriage was the daycare worker. I think my aunt was one, and then another lady that worked there. They were the actual witnesses. It,
Okay.
it was the most ghetto thing because it wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
We just got
Right.
married in the middle of daycare. Who does
Wow.
that? Like who does that? Like that was her mother was there. I'm trying to think of it. It wasn't but a handful of people. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. We kind of just we winged the whole way. We didn't plan nothing out. We just winged.
Right.
We need to figure out. Oh, you need to call. You need a best man, or you need this person. You need that person. We were just calling people to come to the church so
Yeah.
we could do this. It was foolish, man. Looking back, I don't regret anything, but it wasn't right.
I feel you. Well,
And
me.
I'm not really doing it justice trying to repeat the
Right.
story. You had to
Right.
it was
Right. Right.
it was ghetto.
Yeah. Well, me myself, I've been married twice too, and unfortunately, neither one of my situations worked. But we all got to take that time for ourselves and everything. But just like you, first time for me was Justice of Peace in Emporia. Second time, Charlotte, North Carolina, and you know, wedding and then courthouse. To me, it was the same. I wish it had worked, but it didn't. So I don't discourage nobody. Just know, you know what I'm saying, your partner and what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? And
True.
serious situation, it's not just something to do. It's a lot that's tied up into this shit, man. A lot that can go right, it can go wrong. So I definitely understand. And I felt kind of like you. I was at the wedding my second time, but the motions were there. I was on the floor. I mean, I can dance. I'm a DC guy. I'm a go-go dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm raised around the Mexicans, Latinas, everybody. But when I got to the wedding, it was like I'm just here. I'm just on the floor. I can't dance. I can't do anything. And after a while, certain things just kind of showed me that it just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? And just gotta chill for a little bit. It'll happen, but maybe I was rushing it. I don't know. But you know,
I was gonna say that, and I know we're gonna get into it, but some my first wife, but my second wife, issues within that marriage ties into the subject matter tonight. So I'll let you go ahead and do your thing.
right. You good? Um, second thing I wanted to know. Um, at first, what was it like being married?
Weird. I realized I got married the first time at was it 19? Was it 19 or no? I got married the first time at 23. I was 23. We started dating when I was 19.
Right,
Looking back, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what it was to be a husband. You know, I was barely knowing what it was to be a father. I came into the situation. She had a small child at the time, 6 month old. I took her on as my daughter because the biological was never in the
right,
picture. So I was thrust into a situation by myself to have to learn how to be a father without really knowing. Even though I had my father, I still didn't know how to be a father. And
right,
then shortly after that, be a husband at 23 years old. Like I didn't have the wherewithal. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the understanding. I didn't have the background information. There's so much that I didn't know then that I know now to look for before I got into that. Like now, I'm single at the time because there are certain things I looking for besides beyond the physical aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a booty. Everybody got titties.
Yeah.
A lot of pretty women out here, and I've been to 48 of the 50 states. I've seen all kinds of women. There's some bad women out there. But what's
Yeah.
in here and what's in here? You know,
Right.
what's in here and what's in here, and what's in here? What does that come from? Does that come from a traumatic background, or does that come from a healthy background?
Right.
Does that come from a single parent background or from a two parent background? It's just a lot of variables that I look at now that I had no idea that I should be looking at then.
Right. Right. Okay. Very understandable. Um, at what point there had to be a shift or something that happened. So, at what point did you start feeling like marriage wasn't for you? An even situation, but mostly, I would say the first situation, which it could tie into both. But for you, at what point did you just discover this shit ain't gonna work? It ain't gonna work for me.
Uh, See, with the first one, I got to be honest. I take most of the blame for that not working. Like I said,
Right.
I was young. I didn't know certain things, you know. So I was still expressing myself through non-mature ways. I still had habits that a person trying to be a husband shouldn't have been doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's really hard to say with the first. I can
Right.
say with the second one, but it's hard to say with the first because
Right.
for one, it was so long ago, and I have to say she's still a good woman, so I can't put that on her. I take the blame for the first one out, so I
Got
can't really find nothing to say where she could have. We both could have done some things differently, but that was on me. That was my bad, and
it. Right.
from day one I had no problem admitting that. Like that was kind of more on me than, you know. Now the second one, I knew that before we even started dating because we were friends before. Like
Okay.
I used to live with my brother, in apartments, and this is when he first started dating who he's now married to now, and I was
Right.
dealing with me and her cousin would come over with her, so we would just be kicking it, became friends, and just through conversations and knowing how she had dealt with prior relationships and situations, and even who she was actually dealing with at the time. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to be too specific because I'm not trying to make nobody look bad,
I
we
got
kind
you. I got
of, so. But just based on the stuff I knew then, I shouldn't have considered that she was going to do me any better or be any different with me.
you. Mm-hmm.
But like they say, love is blind. Well, no, I'm gonna take that back. It won't even love. And that ain't big booty, slim waist, big titty. You got me.
Yeah.
You got me. You know, big booty, slim waist, big titty.
Yep.
I
That's
was
me
young,
too.
still in my 20s, and I had to have it.
Right. Right.
So based on that, I allowed it was things that would happen along the way that I allowed to continue, even though I know, like, man, that's fucked up. I shouldn't be allowing her to, do what she's doing or say what she's saying to me. She can't talk to me like that. She can't, be aggressive in the way that she's being aggressive with me.
Right.
But that thing was good, man. I was young. Ready. That
Yeah.
thing was thinking, man. So I was like, well, she be pissing me off, but I ain't gonna let nobody else get. Let's being honest.
I feel you.
Getting my fucking nerves, but I ain't gonna let her get on nobody else's fucking nerves. She ain't taking that box nowhere. It's me.
On it. Yeah. You right.
Stupid. I was stupid.
Yeah.
I was young, dumb, full of cum.
Yeah. I
You
I
know.
know the feeling. When you speak about that, my mind goes back to a lot of things too. And yeah, I was 23. Now I was 24 when I got married. I was just out of Job Corps. I had no intent on coming to Emporia, to be honest with you. Um, I was living in Maryland. My hometown is Suitland, PG County, and that's where I was gonna have eventually my ex-wife to come to. Rest in peace to her. And we were supposed to start a life down there, but several things got screwed up. And I was kicked out of a house that I was staying in. There was a foster parent who was gonna help me. He screwed me over. That's a story for a whole nother episode. He's passed too. Rest in peace to him. But when I had to move, and I was there, but mentally I was hurt because I was still young and somebody I considered a dad had thrown me on the street and I had to make my way. So I come to Emporia. I don't know nobody. I'm trying to, find my way around. I'm working at Purdue. I'm trying to put it all together. And it's like, physically I was there, but I was gone. I was just like, I'm here. I don't know what's going on. I'm stuck in this town. I've never been here before. What the hell do I do? You know what I'm saying? And it just got worse from there. Ended up homeless, Roanoke Rapids, shelter, all of that. So it was crazy. That's why I can relate to you, bro. I know exactly where you coming from, man. It was wild. Like you say, it was a life experience. I don't regret it because it taught me a lot, but it also showed me who my friends was too. It also showed me to watch the people I call my family because a lot of that it tied into the marriage also not working, the first one. The second one, I had some issue with that too because I let it go longer than I should have. I saw the signs, but I wanted to ignore it because of love. Found out the hard way. But
Hey,
um,
what's the subject for tonight? What we talking about? What we getting into?
basically, when the mask comes off,
Okay.
it's like when you see how the person really is once you
Mm-hmm.
get married to them. Like you could see before you get married, you could see like, different things and you may try to ignore it. Or maybe you may want to be like, I didn't see what I saw. Then you get married and it becomes kind of more evident what's going on. So what's your take on that? Is it possible somebody can hide who they are until they say I do?
Well, it's the reason that they say love is blind. That's not just a phrase. I mean, people might use it different ways, but when you first get with someone, especially if you're really interested in them, I don't know all the terms for it, but there's something, the dopamine and things in your brain, it'll cause you to, have such an attraction to them that you'll overlook something. You'll see it,
Right.
you'll hear it, but you'll overlook it because that thing that's going on inside of you, you just feel like you're so connected to them that you feel like either that'll pass or that you can change them. Sometimes it's just the sex. Like
Right.
people don't want to admit that sometimes they get caught up in a situation and that yam is just jamming and
Mhm.
you just put up with some stuff, you
Yeah.
know. And it's only once you get married and realize you have some things that you actually have to do to make this work that you actually start to accept what you've been seeing. Because if you stop and think, you'll be like, man, she did that back then, but I was so caught up, but I see it now and I can't deal with it.
Right.
So I don't know if it's always so much that people are hiding who they are or the person that they're with just ignoring. Like in like I say, my second marriage, everything that ended up happening, I saw it.
Right.
I could lie and say, well, she changed and she turned into this. No, I saw it. I chose to ignore it. I chose something else over the bad, you
Yeah.
know. And I feel like people need to be more honest. Now, yeah, there are situations where people are total chameleons. They'll be one way and then they'll totally flip the script. I think that's more an outlier more than the majority. I think the majority of people, yeah, you start off with your little mask on in your first few dates or whatever. But by the time y'all have banged it up a few times and got comfortable, y'all kind of know them, you know, you start spending the night and stuff like that. You kind of getting a glimpse into who they are,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a small glimpse or whether it's a big thing. You starting to see little things. It's
Right.
up to that person that's witnessing that to decide whether I'm gonna keep going to see how far this is gonna go,
Right.
or am I gonna back out? Because at the beginning, those little small things may be small, and you can know that this has the potential to go real left. But you stick around, and once they go left, you're trying to act like, well, I didn't know she was like that. I didn't know he was like that. Yes, the fuck you did. You saw.
Right.
I think nowadays in these days and times, people are so wanting and so needy for someone that they'll accept almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
I've had situations where, me and a person hook up and we be banging out for a minute and they just want me to move right in. And I'm like, nah, for one, I'm thinking to myself, you don't know if I'm crazy or
Right.
not. Like, you don't even know me like that to just want to move me in, and then in 6 months you'll be saying I'm crazy. But it's like, I think either people rush too much into relationships without getting a chance to see it, or they see it and ignore it. I'm
Right.
stop talking so much, but yeah, that's what
I
I think.
got you. Hey, rock out, man. I understand. Um, how was it to have to go through the divorce stage both times? One time you go through it and you're like, dag. And then you go through it again. So how was that?
The first time was like losing a loved one, but they were still alive. So it's like having a funeral for someone, but you're gonna see him again. You know, because I have to say I did, even at that young age, I loved her. Still like you said, beautiful person.
Right.
Um, so realizing I was the one that kind of fucked up, but realize this person's still across town, but I can never deal with them like that again. It's like losing a loved one
Right.
because that special thing that you had is now reduced to just mother co-parenting, mama, daddy. It ain't no more that lovey-dovey stuff. And when you
Right.
care about a person, realize you fucked up, it's like losing a loved one that you don't see it.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy to explain if you've never been through that, but yeah, it's like losing a loved one, but you know you're gonna see them again. So every time you see them and they leave or you remove yourself from their presence, it's like you go through that all over again every time. Second time, by the time we got the time to sign the papers and get it notarized and stuff, the lady was like, "Y'all, lady, we ready, we good, we are done." So the second time, we both was like, we straight. You want to go? I want to go. Let us sign this paper. You put that little stamp on it and let us roll. We was good, you
I,
know. Not that we didn't love each other, but me and that girl had so much chaos. Don't nobody. We had a crazy marriage. Had some good times. I ain't gonna say it was all bad, but the crazy was crazy. So by that time, we was like, enough. You good? You over there doing what you're doing? I'm good. I'm doing me. I ain't bothering you. Peace. We out.
right.
So second time, it won't as it still was hard because divorce is final unless you get remarried, which I won't. But it's really ending one chapter of your life and having to start a totally new chapter, separate from everything you was trying to build. Like I said, we had a business together, 2 kids. We was starting to try to grow some things, and in that, and I'm the one that had to start over as far as that, because after that,
Right.
certain things I ended up homeless. I ended up having to do a whole lot of crazy stuff after that second marriage just to be able to sit here right now. You know, that's why nobody's name will ever go on another lease, another license, nothing from
I,
my
I
name on it. I'll
got
never be without somewhere to live again because we stopped fucking with each other. Well, you, uh,
that part.
yeah,
I agree. I agree. Okay. Um, when the divorce was finalized, the marriage ended, and you're sitting there, you got your alone time as a man. Probably take you a few drinks if you like me, smoke, but um, How did it feel being single again?
Now the first time, like I said, the first time was harder. Man, I got down to like 145 pounds. I'm a small frame dude, but I'm right around 195, right 200 right now.
Okay.
I look smaller than the weight I actually weigh.
Right.
But I was small. I was stressed, depressed. I thought it was over because I
Right.
couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out like, can I fix this or am I supposed to fix? I didn't know. So I was fucked up. So it took me a while to get back into dating regularly. After the second time, I was a whore. I had fun. I ain't gonna lie. After we fit, I was war,
Lord.
big hoe. And I'm, I'm not bragging on that, but it's the truth. Like I said, look, man, I'm done with this. I'm gonna bang the ones that didn't like her. I'm gonna bang the ones that like me. I'm just gonna have a ball.
Right.
Yeah. So around 14, 15, 2014, 15. Woo!
Yeah. Wow.
I don't regret them years at all. I had a blast.
Right. Right. So, pretty much, what's your opinion on this? Um, it seemed like when you single and you see a lot of females you like, you can't really, you know, get them. But time you get married, all the pussy in the world get thrown at you. As a man, what's that feeling like? You know, time the ring go on, all the panties and bras start coming off, pussy just like it's just falling out of trees. Why do you think
Well,
it's, bro?
as I've gotten older, I understand it a little bit better. Women are attracted to power, authority, and security. So if your man is married and y'all seem to have a good marriage, nice place to stay, bills taken care of, women that don't have that want that.
Right.
So if you're just a single man, sometimes they can't really see what you're doing. They can't really see that because they don't have nobody to verify it. It's just
Okay.
like, okay, it's just me. They don't know I pay all my bills. I cook all my food. Whatever go on with me, I do it. I provide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But seeing a man that's married, seeing that, okay, they went where? They got what? Oh, they bills paid. Both of them working. Bitch, I want them too. I want that nigga. It's like
Right.
they don't want to go out and find a nigga that can do that. They want the one that's doing it because they're attracted to that security, that protection, that provision,
Right.
that image that they had painted in their head. They see it over here with this nigga, with this girl. Fuck her. I want him. Man, women vicious, man. I'm gonna tell
I,
you that women, I know for years they done put on it men dogs, women are dinosaurs. Y'all are tyrannosaurus rex. Some of the some of the stuff and the ways I've seen women move, even against people they supposed to be cool with, and certain groups with, sororities and all. Woo! Y'all,
yeah.
some of y'all, it ain't all of y'all. There's some good women out there, but some of y'all ain't. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
just a fact. Like, but to like finish to answer your question. So, and I think I'm still on the question. So being single, what was the question again? I think I'm answering. Um,
Um.
okay, I got,
What
I got,
you did answer that part of
yeah,
being
I have,
single.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, because I got something else. So go ahead.
oh no, no, you good. I didn't mean to cut you off. I lost my train of thought. To be honest with you for a second, basically, when we also talk about the marriage, how did the kids adjust to everything? Not seeing mom and dad together, you know.
That's a tough question. Because not
Was it
saying
hard?
they had, sometimes you never really know that answer. Even if they're doing good, you still don't know what they have dealt with internally. Now, I know I had one daughter that used to try to get me and her mama, or wish me and her mama was back together from with my first wife. One of my daughters with her, but like I said, even now, like I have good relationships with all my kids, but and they're all good kids doing good, But I can't say I can't really answer that, man. I can't really answer that. They would have to answer that,
I,
because they,
I got
both of them they grew up in decent households, good kids, good in school, respectable. They're still kids, but I don't know how what went on with me and their mothers affected them. I can't say
I got you.
that.
Hey, that's a real answer. I respect that, man. Definitely. And me personally, I hope that wasn't too deep. You know what I'm saying? But you know, got it.
You
Got it.
good?
Well, um, would you get married again? How do you feel about that?
See, I go back and forth with it. 99% of me says no, but
Right.
I got 1% to be like maybe, because being that the first time I got married, it really wasn't a good experience mentally, and the second one was just some bullshit. Like I would like to experience the whole hoopla that goes with it, even if just to see her happy, because it's not necessarily for the man. Even if I find a woman I'm in love with, I think she's the one, I would want to see that for her, not so much for myself. And the whole honeymoon and all that good stuff, the first dance and all that cute stuff. In my lifetime, I would like to do that, but a lot of times I often think that maybe that's just not my path. You know,
Right.
it's like I'm good with dealing with women in certain seasons and for certain reasons.
Mhm.
Not meaning that I'm using them, but sometimes after a certain period, whatever we were supposed to do is done.
Right.
It sounds crazy, but that's how it be. And then with the different things I do, even as far as business and stuff, I deal with a lot of different women for different reasons. The majority of people I'm in business with or do business with, matter of fact, all of them are women. Even the young lady that works with me, my partner that ships out a lot of my stuff, is a woman. So whoever I dealt with will have to realize, look, I'm gonna talk to her if I don't talk to nobody else. She helped me make money. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And she might text me 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's totally fine. Whoever I deal with got to understand. You can't never say nothing bad about this girl. She 100. You don't find people like that. You'll go before she go. So I deal with stuff like that because I'm focused on what I'm doing. Got some things to catch up on, but I'm focused on getting to a certain point. And if you're fortunate enough to find people that can help you move in that direction, you don't give it up just for some pussy.
Right. Right.
Because
Understand.
somebody, I love you. I want you to do this. Any woman that tries to take me away from my business is not the one for me. And I have
Right.
some fine ones, but won't you do this or won't you? Why you in? Girl, I love this more than I love you right now. It's been with me for 20 some years. You just got here. What?
Yep.
You gotta be respect. Uh,
Right.
yeah, go ahead. I guess I'm answering you, man.
You
I'm
good.
trying not to say too much, but say a lot at the same time because I can give a lot of details on certain things, and I'm trying to be
Right.
respectful because I don't have no beef with none of them, man. But I could
I
go.
I got you. Well, check this out. This day and age is different as far as dating and getting to know somebody. You spoke about it before on your podcast. I forgot what you had entitled it, but it was actually one of my favorite episodes, other than the ones you did with Carlette and a few other people. But I think it was dating is trash, or it was something
Yeah, I
along
did
those
2 episodes.
lines.
Yeah, I did two of those. Me and Cookie, we did two of those. Yep.
Right. How do you feel about that though? Are your feelings still the same, just like there was when you shot the podcast as far as dating and everything? Has it changed?
It's funny you say that because I didn't often go back and watch. I watched certain episodes, but like last week or the week before, I just was going through and watching a few of my videos, and I watched one of those. I was like, you know what? This shit's still the same. It might be worse than that. It's still the same. They still trash. You
Yeah.
know. and I'm not gonna say it apply. It doesn't apply to everybody,
Right.
but when you just are around people, when you be on more social media, your conversations, this whole culture of being ratchet and want to be loved in hip hop and the real housewives and stuff, it really fucked up
Yeah.
the mentality of a lot of these women. Some, but not all. So I don't want nobody saying, well, I ain't like that. Well, I ain't say it was you. If the
Right.
shoe don't fit, put your foot in it. Damn.
Mm,
Um, but I see a lot of people mimicking that. It's like they mimic that, but still want, I want a good man. Well, a good man don't want that.
right.
He want that to,
Pound
he
town.
can dabble, but he don't want to stay there. He don't want you to be his. He ain't taking you to mama or auntie and them. But no,
Right.
you just to come through, to run through. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got you. All right. Well, anything that you just want to tell the people in general, just about your companies or anything that you have coming up, so that everybody will know.
The smell of victory.com. Of course, I've been selling body oils, fragrance body oils, perfume oils, cologne oils for a long time now.
Yeah.
I also do body butter, soap, the smell of victory.com, sugar scrubs, things of that nature. But for the last year, almost 2 years, I've been um, actually making perfumes and colognes. When I tell people that, I guess because people don't really know anybody that does that, I don't think they understand what I know how to do that.
Right.
So I've produced nine nine fragrances total for two different brands. One person has one, the other one has eight that they sell. And I mentioned Blessed Creations by Crystal. I produced the perfumes and cologne first. The Thomas collection, Charmaine Thomas, the perfume first. I make that right here in my office. I make that. Um, and I'm venturing out. I'm connected with more people, and I'm also working on my own original perfumes and colognes for the Smell of Victory as well. And I know I spoke about that earlier, but that's really what I'm focused on right now. My
Oh,
passion is fragrance. Some people sell the products just to make money. No, I love fragrance. I don't just like stuff that smells good. I like what goes into making fragrance. I like the process of it. I like all of that. So
right.
that's just what I'm getting more focused on. The smell of victory.com. Matter of fact, I got a promotion running right now. Buy two, get one free on the website. Buy two, get one free on the website. The smell of victory.com. And that's all. I ain't gonna keep running my mouth about that. Smell your best for less though. That's me.
All right. Well, look, I'm not gonna keep you too much longer. I pretty much got through the gist of everything. So, I definitely thank you for stopping by, for giving us some time tonight, and hopefully this won't be the last time because I enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody else did out there too. So, in closing, anything else that you have?
No, I appreciate you having me on. I salute you for years of continually, weekly doing this show. Thankfully, this is my first time on. I should have been on earlier, but life be life.
Right.
But I respect the consistency. That trumps talent. Not saying that you're not talented. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But
Right.
sometimes I know talented people that don't do shit. I know some of the
Right.
funniest people in the world won't post a video, won't tell a joke, but they want people to know they're funny. Well, how, motherfucker? How am I know you funny if you don't say shit? So you have something to say, or you have people that have something to say, and every week you're proving that this is what it is. This is what it is. So for that, I salute you, and I thank you for having me on, and I hope to be back on in the near future.
Oh,
It's been a blast.
and before I do go, I want to let everybody know, as far as I said before, I'm into professional wrestling a lot, and Charlotte, North Carolina, the 1st through the 4th, I will be at the Hilton Hotel for the professional wrestling convention. So for everybody that's interested, just wanted to let everybody know.
One last thing. Can I jump in before you finish? Pastor Percy is coming back. You know, my brother produces plays, Just Playing Productions. We're doing the play again in August 24th in Suffolk, Virginia.
Okay.
You get your tickets on Eventbrite. If I can find a link, I'll post it in the comments or whatever. But Pastor Percy will be back on stage. Got some funny. I can't touch in the play, but the shit gonna be fun.
Got you. All right, bro. Well, definitely thank you for stopping by. Thank you for everything, man. And we enjoyed it. And thanks to all the viewers that watched tonight. Love to y'all. Thank you.
Peace,
And
peace.
till the next time, I'm out, bro. All right.